American society is steered by education. When we put in good policies and do good by students, they conversely become better people. Because all of us spend our developmental years in schools, it massively impacts how we are as people. Our politicians, lawmakers, how our work ethic is, everything is impacted by school. When we put in these good policies, we are helping society because of it. Poor school policy often hurts minorities disproportionately, whether it's intentional or not. A policy in one school that doesn't allow for proper inclusion could quickly lead to racist children, but good policy, without proper execution, can have the same effect. The beliefs someone develops in school are carried into the world when they leave. A systemic issue in schools is the school-to-prison pipeline, which is where marginalized students have a higher tendency to become involved in the criminal justice system after school. This is due to things like harsh disciplinary practices, zero-tolerance policies, and even sometimes school resource officers. Historically, school has been used as a system for control. Native boarding schools used to be set up to civilize the savages. These schools were awful, and their effect on the native people persists today. Many of the children died and were abused, and currently, exactly how many victims is still unknown. Oftentimes, the victims' bodies wouldn't even be returned to their parents. Education on paper is meant to create a society of well-informed and intelligent people. The point of that is for the collective good of society, because to be educated is to be well-informed, and well-informed people make much better decisions than our ignorant peers. The contents of my education personally have not been extremely useful. Most of what I've learned I will not ever use, but the hidden curriculum of schools is definitely something that is worth learning. The hidden curriculum is a set of unspoken rules students learn, mostly social ones. The things teachers won't flat out teach you, but are often extremely useful. Equitable public education is more help to the places or people who need it most. If we are inequitable, either equal or biased in the opposite direction, it leaves those who need the help the most stranded without it. All educators have a responsibility to make sure they are unbiased. This includes the administration. Even unintentional biases are a part of the problem, and being equitable with how we treat our students is part of the solution. A good teacher makes the course content interesting while engaging the students and still teaching it effectively. In my experience, the common thread between good teachers has been effort. They all tend to really care. There are countless challenges for teachers, but good responses are always tempered ones. An example is a child showing signs of abuse. You can't do something drastic, even if it's what your heart wants to do or your gut tells you to do, but you have to take the measured steps in order to not make the situation worse. A change I always wish we had in school was better hours. Studies have shown that students aren't getting enough sleep, and waking up at sunrise to go to school helps no one. All across the country, students are facing issues that seep into their mental health. Talking to the students is always best, but in my experience, allowing amnesty and working with the students is definitely the best reaction from teachers. If I am to ever be an educator, I will remember the lessons of my predecessors and try and make my lessons meaningful. I always learned how to write better from essays I liked than the ones I didn't.